So we have to measure the power, okay, and how we know the work is done well or not, that is depend on the efficiency. We can measure the efficiency, okay. So we can say that the performance of the IC engine, we can measure some performance characteristics, okay, like mechanical efficiency, thermal efficiency, brake power, indicated power, that is called IP and BP. Okay, the main important thing is mechanical efficiency, because whatever the power is generated through the power stroke in the IC engine, so all the power is not utilized by the moving the mechanical part. So how we can measure the mechanical energy, mechanical efficiency? Because if we can say that 100% energy is generated, then some energy lost due to the friction between the sliding part in the engine, okay. Likewise, the friction losses between piston and cylinder, okay, because sliding is there, okay. The friction loss due to the piston rings and cylinder, because piston ring also move or slide on the engine. So it's just we can say that this is the revision. So how, sorry, so we can say that, see here, this is your gasket, this is about your piston, okay, this is your piston, and this is Vs. What is Vs here? Vs is the shaft balloon, okay. So this is your BDC, BDC you better know, bottom dead center, and this is your TDC. See here, this is your TDC, okay. And what is Vs? Vs, we can say that this is your shaft balloon, means the balloon where piston is moved. Piston is moved, okay. So where piston is moved, in this piston is moved, okay, up and down, okay. This is the BDC and this is the TDC. So piston is moved between TDC and BDC. So this is your connecting rod, this is bore, okay. The cylinder diameter is called the bore. So this is the cylinder diameter, which is called bore, okay. Now this is your combustion chamber, GC. So this is called clearance volume. GC is clearance volume, okay. Now, so you can understand now, this is the revisions. These are the tanks. So these are the tanks. This is the crank radius. So what we can say now, see, this is the operational purpose. So all the things we can indicate here. So we just want to say that now these are the performance parameter, means how we can measure the performance, okay. So first is indicated and brake mean effective pressure. So indicated pressure, and brake mean effective pressure. Indicated power IP, brake power, indicated IP, brake power BP, mechanical efficiency. This is represented by Nm, eta m. Eta is for the efficiency and m is for the mechanical. Friction power we represent Fp, okay, small fp. So this is your friction power. Indicated thermal efficiency. So how we denoted the thermal efficiency? Eta Th, that is your thermal efficiency, and brake thermal efficiency. So this is denoted by Bth. Okay, so that is your brake thermal efficiency. So these are the performance parameters which we have to calculate, or we have to know how these performance parameter is calculated. So indicated and brake mean pressure. This must be calculated. Indicated power. So indicated power is nothing but how we measure IP equal to Vp plus Sp. Okay. Whatever the brake power and what is the frictional losses is there, that is your IP. So we can say that IP is indicated power. It means IP is the total generated power in the expansion stroke or the thermal stroke. Expansion stroke or the thermal stroke. So, and brake power, so we can say that brake power is that energy which is utilized to move the vehicle, which is utilized to the move the vehicle, means how the vehicle moves, how the vehicle moves. Okay, so now that is mechanical efficiency. So mechanical efficiency, eta m equal to Bp upon Ip. Okay, what does it mean? Brake power divided by indicated power. And what is the fractional power? So we can say that fractional power is Ip minus Bp. Okay, Ip minus Bp is the our fractional power. Okay. Now indicated thermal efficiency and brake thermal efficiency. So we discuss all the things one by one. Now, what is the other things here? Specific fuel consumption, volumetric efficiency. Okay, we denoted by eta V. Heat balance, air fuel ratio. Air fuel ratio is only for the SI engine, because in the CI engine what happened, only air is entered to the intel valve. Okay, in SI engine means petrol engine and CI engine means, sorry, SI engine is petrol engine and CI engine is diesel engine. Okay, so equivalence ratio. So these are the performance parameters. So we can say all these one by one. So this is your ideal PV diagram. Ideal PV diagram. So now see here, indicated mean effective pressure, indicated mean effective pressure, PIM, okay, average IMEP, average indicated mean effective pressure 4 bar to 12 bar, okay. Now in y-axis pressure is there and in x-axis volume is there. So see, this is the PV diagram, pressure volume diagram, and this is our bow diagram diameter, and see here, okay. So this is our BS, okay, means this is our BS. So we can say that this is TDC and this is BDC. So here this is your BDC and this is your TDC. Okay. So what happened? See here, if at the top dead center volume is V2 and at the bottom dead center volume is V1. So what is the Vs? So here Vs is nothing but V2 minus V1. Sorry, V1 minus V2. Okay. So we just, this area is our BD. So here, from here we can get the mean effective pressure. So where is mean effective pressure? See here, the mean effective pressure on the C, the midpoint of the power cycle. So we just draw here. So this is our mean effective pressure, this much. Okay, this is our PIM. This is our PIM. So this is all about the PV diagram, pressure volume diagram. Now, previous one is your ideal PV diagram. This is your actual PV diagram. Okay. So this is your ideal and this is your actual, because in the actual losses is more. Okay. So what you see in the actual, this is the area 1 and this is area 2. So what we can see now, break mean effective pressure. Break mean effective pressure is IMEPD, indicated mean effective pressure, minus fraction mean effective pressure. Fraction mean effective pressure, because due to the fraction in the sliding component, what happens? Some fractional losses is there. So we can say that this is your IMEP, effective mean, indicated mean effective pressure, and this is your fractional loss. Okay, this is due to your fractional losses. Okay, so if I can minus from area 1 to area 2. So we get the actual IMEP. Actual IMEP. So this is your top dead center, this is your bottom dead center, that like previous. So there is no issue on that. Now metric horsepower. Okay, so the capacity of the power is based on the horsepower. Is based on the horsepower. So here we can measure the horsepower. Here we can measure the engine power in the basis of HP. So it is BH3 like this. If you include this horsepower, so BP is nothing but BHP. Means what happened? Brake horsepower, and ISP, that is indicated horsepower. Okay, and what is the 1 HP? 1 HP is 735.5 watt. And what is watt? Watt is the unit of power. Now, so what is horsepower? See here, that is H means your enthalpy, M is your mass. Okay, so that is your distance. So what happened? We can say that what is the horsepower? So see here, 75 kg weight. Okay, and here is T. Okay, here is T. Then what happened? A horse can have this much power. Okay, so a horse can move 75 kg mass in 1 second 1 मीटर. ओके, तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि जितनी एनर्जी एक हॉर्स को 75 केजी मास को 1 सेकेंड में 1 मीटर मूव करने में जो एनर्जी यूटिलाइज होती है वो एनर्जी होती है 1 हॉर्स पावर. सो वी कैन डिफाइन दैट a horse can utilize the energy on that case in 1 second 75 kg mass horse can move in 1 meter. So we get the 1 horsepower. So this is about the horsepower, because the engine power measured in the horsepower. Measured in the horsepower. Okay. So what we can say next? So this is all about the horsepower. Now, indicated power, IP. What is IP? You see here. The indicated power is the power actually developed by the engine cylinder. So, you can see here, or we can say that here see, this is your power stroke, this is your intake stroke. So what happened in intake stroke, this is your negative thing, means power is consumed here, okay. And exhaust, there is no need of power, exhaust is automatic. But in the compression, what happened, power is required, and this is your power stroke. Now what happened, valve is open, so this much area here, this much area total, this much area is your indicated power. So this is your atmospheric pressure. And what is the value of atmospheric pressure? We can say that is 1 bar. Okay. So intake is start at the atmospheric pressure, and then it go for the compression. After that, power stroke is generated. So this is also your PV diagram, that is actual PV diagram. So the indicated power is the power actually developed by the engine during the power stroke, So see here how we can calculate the indicated power. The indicated power is the power actually developed by the engine cylinder. So IP is equal to PM LAN divided by 120, where IP indicated power in watt, okay. PM mean effective pressure in Newton per meter square, okay. This is mean effective pressure. L stroke length, which is in meter. A area of the piston, meter square. N is the engine speed in RPM. So from here we can get the indicated power. So if I want to convert this IP into IHP, so what we can do, IHP equal to IP divided by 735.5, okay, because this value is watt and IP is indicated horsepower. So this value in HP, horsepower. Okay, so you understand this formula. Remember this formula. Indicated power is mean pressure into length of the stroke into area of the piston into speed of the engine in RPM and divide by 120. Okay, so that's it. This is about the indicated power. Now brake power. What is the brake power? The brake power is the power available at the crankshaft of the engine. Okay, so here you can see indicated power which is generated top of the piston, and piston is moved down, and here is your crankshaft. So the power which is rotate the crankshaft, that power we call the brake power. That's why brake power is the power which is available at the crankshaft of the engine, because this is brake power is responsible for the motion of the engine. So how we calculate the brake power? Here is the formula for that. See here. This is the mechanical efficiency. Here, this is the mechanical efficiency. Brake power divided by indicated power. So what is brake power? From here, we can calculate the brake power is mechanical efficiency into IP. Mechanical efficiency into IP. Okay. So we put the formula of IP, PM into L into A into N divided by 120. Okay. Where brake power is 2 pi N T divided by 60. So from this formula, we just direct calculate the brake power, and if we know the mechanical efficiency and the indicated power, then we use this formula. Okay. So here, these two combine means mechanical efficiency into mean effective pressure become brake mean effective pressure. Become brake mean effective pressure. See here, this is the torque in Newton meter, N is the rotational speed, and B is brake power. If we know the torque, then we can directly calculate the brake power. Okay. So there is three main formula here. Okay, because this formula is nothing but this is IP, indicated power, which is we discussed in previous slide. Okay, so there is three main formula: mechanical efficiency, brake power if we know the indicated power and mechanical efficiency, if we know the torque and speed. Torque and engine speed. If we know the torque and engine speed, then we just put this formula to calculate the brake power. Okay. Till now, there is any question, students? Then you may ask. Okay. Now, we just see here W equal to 2 pi RF. The external moment of the torque is equal to S into L, where S is the scale reading of the L. Is the arm, the moment, balance, turning moment R into F. So S into L equal to R into F, this value. Where work done per revolution. Work done per revolution is 2 pi LS. Work done per minute. So what happened? 2LN. Revolution is means speed is here. This is per revolution, this is per minute. Okay. So where N in RPM, hence power is given, brake power is calculated, P equal to 2 pi N into T. Okay. Why we divide by 60? Because this is in minutes. So we can convert this in the second. Okay. Revolution per second. So we just divide by 60 like previous slide. What happened in previous slide? See, what is the formula? Divide by 60. So that's why 60 is comes. Now see this diagram properly, here is scale means S. We can find out S here, and this is your radius. We can find out the radius here, this R. So we get the brake power from here. Now, mechanical efficiency. So what we can say that mechanical efficiency, it may be defined as the ratio of power obtained at the crankshaft, and indicated power generated in the engine. So what we can say that here, we can say that if so brake power BP and IP. So what happened? Mechanical efficiency takes into account the mechanical losses in an engine. Mechanical losses of an engine may be further subdivided in following groups. So whatever the mechanical losses is there, we just see. First, gear valve mechanism. With the development in the bearing design and material improvement in the gear, etc., there is losses are usually limited to 7 to 9%. Okay, of the indicated power. Means we have calculate the IP, and this is the mechanical losses one, means we can say M1. Okay, mechanical losses. ML1, we can say that this is ML1, mechanical losses 1. It is 7 to 9% of IP. Okay, and power is absorbed by engine auxiliaries such as fuel pump, lubricating pump, water containing pump, rider, magneto, and distribution, electric generation for the battery, charging, radiator fan. These are the auxiliary. So we can say that ML2. So we can say how much here is 3 to 8% losses is there of IP. Now third, what is third? Ventilating of the fencing action of flywheel. This is loss is usually below the 4%. So we can say that this is 3%. Okay, of IP. ML3. And 4, work of charging the cylinder with the fresh air and discharging the exhaust gases during the exhaust stroke. In case of two-stroke engine, the power absorbed by the saving pump, etc. So these losses may be 2 to 6%. Means ML4 is 2 to 6%. are 5. Okay. In general, the mechanical efficiency of engines vary from 65 to 85%. So maximum efficiency, mechanical efficiency is 85%. So see here, add 9 plus 8, 17 plus 3, 20 plus 6. Okay, then 26. So this is the maximum possible losses is there in the base of the percentage. So 26% is reduction here. Now, so at least we need this much mechanical efficiency. Okay, so to avoid all these efficiencies or friction losses in the engine, see frictional loss, crankshaft and bearing. So here, as you see, this is your crankshaft and bearing is here. So what happened? See, one crank and other crank, and this crank is rotate like this. So when it's rotate, then what happens? It piston slide to the cylinder, and where is sliding is there, friction must be there. Okay, so frictional losses is there. Now here is your piston. See, this is your piston, this is your connecting rod, and this is your I section of the connecting rod. So piston, connecting rod, this is the piston and connecting rod. So between the crankshaft connected to here, and crankshaft and the piston, there is a joint. So in the joint, movement is there. There is movement, okay, between the connecting rod and crankshaft. So what happened? They must be take sliding motion. So if sliding motion is there, then there is a frictional losses is here. Now, cylinder and piston assembly. So here is between the cylinder and piston assembly, there must be losses because sliding is also is there. And piston ring, these are the piston rings. Okay, these are the piston rings. Okay, so which is mounted here. So what happened? These piston rings slides are in contact to the cylinder. So between piston ring and the cylinder, friction must be there, so that the frictional losses is also occur. Now, valve. Okay, see in the proper way, this is intake valve, this is exhaust valve. Okay, so in the intake valve and exhaust valve, motion is there. Okay, motion is there. So there is a spring. So in these valve moving, frictional force will be occur here. Okay, because they are sliding on a mechanism shown here. Intake valve and exhaust valve. Now oil pump. So see here, there is the oil pump is there. See, inlet and this is the outlet. So here oil is entered to cool the suction. Now this is the open view. So what happened? Outer rotor, inner rotor, pressure relief valve is there. So lots of frictional passes is here by which the frictional force is produced. Water pump. So water pump is used for the cooling the thermistor. This is the thermistor to cool the engine, because here this is your water tank. Here we can fill the water. Okay, and this water is utilized to cool the engine. Okay, so water pump assembly is also a reason for the frictional losses. See here, generator and starter motor. Okay, so generator generate the electricity for your lighting purpose, horn purpose. Okay, so electricity is required for the horn, for the headlight, and for your MP3 player. So electricity is needed. So that electric generator is needed and starter motor is needed. Okay, so for this purpose some mechanical parts is used, mechanism is used. For that there is a frictional losses too. Now see, in the SI engine, friction mean effective pressure, FMEP. What happens? See here, because these pressure generator, water pump, valve train, piston ring, piston, connecting rod, crankshaft bearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Losses is there in the engine. So we can see how much losses is there. That's why we get reduction in brake power. Now see, friction power equal to IP indicated power minus brake power. See here, IP is indicated power and BP is the brake power. Now, thermal efficiency. Here, what is the thermal efficiency? Thermal efficiency eta equal to W net Q in. What if we use indicated power for the net power, we get indicated power thermal efficiency. So here eta IP, IP divided by MF. What is MF? Mass flow rate. Okay. Fuel calorific value kg upon kg. So here BF into fuel calorific value. Okay. If indicated power is the net power. Okay. So this is the net power. Okay. Now if brake power is used, so we can use brake thermal efficiency here. Brake thermal efficiency. So here is brake power. We just remove the IP. If IP is there, then indicated thermal efficiency is there. And if brake power is used, then brake thermal efficiency is there. We also relate mechanical efficiency. Okay. So mechanical efficiency equal to NBT, means brake thermal efficiency divided by indicated thermal efficiency. Okay. So here we get also mechanical efficiency equal to thermal efficiency, means brake thermal efficiency divided by indicated thermal efficiency. So also we get here mechanical efficiency. This is mechanical efficiency. Okay. So mechanical efficiency we get two formula here, that is BP upon IP, and this brake thermal efficiency divided by indicated thermal efficiency. Now fuel consumption is there, specific fuel consumption. So a measure of engine economy, SFC, specific fuel consumption. So that is MF, that is mass flow rate divided by brake power. Mass flow rate divided by brake power. So kg divided by kilowatt into hour can be used to compare the performance of engine in different size. Okay. Typically gasoline engine will have a specific fuel consumption about 0.3 kg per kilowatt hour. Okay. So this is important. What is the unit of specific fuel consumption? So this is the unit, kg per kilowatt hour. That is a good question. So now volumetric efficiency. So what is the volumetric efficiency here? Volumetric is a comparison of actual volume of air fuel mixture down into engine to the theoretical maximum volume that could be drawn. Okay, volumetric efficiency is the expression as a percentage. See here, eta V, volumetric efficiency, MA divided by MD, mass of air getting into the cylinder, mass of air that should fill the displaced volume at the free air condition. Okay, so what is that? Here, this is your cylinder. If the full capacity is this much, but what happened? Air intake only this much. Okay, this is your MA and this is your MD. Means full, how much the volume is there and how much air is filled. Okay, so the free air condition is atmospheric condition. P naught, T naught, S. So MD is here. MD is P naught into VD or T naught. Here we can find out the MD and put the here. Can also be defined as in the term of volume, VA upon VD, volume of air getting into cylinder chamber and displaced volume of the cylinder. So here VA equal to MARTO PO. So here we get the volume. Now in the term of rates, see here, MA MD VA VD. This is the volumetric efficiency of the IC engine. So heat balance. Okay, this is your vehicle, 33 mobility and accessories. Okay, here is the diesel. Now combustion is there, so 38 utilized for the vehicle operation, 5% friction and related, 24% coolant and 33% exhaust gases. So this is the heat balance. Means if 100% heat is here, then 38% utilized for the mobility of the vehicle, 5% friction related losses, 24% used for the coolant, and 33% heat is exhaust with the hot gases. Okay. Now see the heat balance. This is the heat balance. Brake power, cooling loss, exhaust loss, frictional losses, and total heat input is 100. Now, so student, this is it for the today lecture, and we can say that